crypto in in our gas clown world. As gas prices soar right before I'm getting ready to travel 2,000 miles. Yeah, go figure. Jesus. Anyway, what's Bitcoin doing? Ranging, quite possibly ranging. Talked yesterday about so far. The BTC dataset is ranged in between the weekly 68.3 Laplace distribution range. That was the top side right here at this wick, bottom side at this wick. That is the weekly 68.3 Laplace range. Little red arrow I have right here is outlining that weekly range. That red dotted line is the top. This red dotted line is the bottom. Yellow dotted line is the center of it. Today, the first standard deviation normal distribution, which is that blue cross line right on top of the bottom of the weekly, pumped right to it. The previous 4-hour candle rejected right back down to the top of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range to the top side on the daily and the top side of the daily range. And as I was talking yesterday, when we were bringing that stream to a close, I told everybody, I was like, the bulls are going to try to push this price action up above where this new daily was going to be, and the bears are going to try to push it down by close. Well, bears ended up, the bulls pushed it up, got a couple wicks above where it was going to be. Bears won at the end of the day. Price action opened up below, but then the bulls reacted, right? They got up above it. They've been using it as support all day, that weekly. Same thing's about to happen again going into the close today. There's going to be a battle here. The new daily is going to be right in this range, and it's going to even be tighter. It's going to be a tighter range, probably about $100. I mean, it's only about 200 today, $225, $230. It's probably going to be about $100 range, center being about 38.8, I would imagine, somewhere in this area. So this is going to be where the battle line's at going into the end of the day. Bulls are going to try to push up above to close above it. Bears are going to try to keep the price action down here around the top of this daily range and the top side of the 68.3 Laplace. That's what I am seeing happening here. And to be honest, this entire week, I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say, just because of how wide this weekly range is, and I just screwed that up, didn't I? Yes, I did. Hold on here. There we go. Because of how wide this weekly range is, it's massive. It's like $2,000 range. That's telling us this weekly candle is just going to be ranging price action. It would not shock me at all if we stay to the downside of the weekly and the 68.3 on the weekly to the downside as well. Not only just the downside of the price action volatility range, but the weekly Laplace level that is defined by this drop right here. This is the entire range. Boom, boom, as you can see right here. Let's blow this up a little bit. You see right now, working a doji on this weekly candle, right? Perfect doji, as a matter of fact. Price action's right in the middle. It ran up to the pink dot there, down to the pink dot to the downside. That is the Laplace distribution range. And that was, that was this right here. Boop, went up, tapped that top side, boop, tapped the downside. Now we're hanging out right in the middle, creating that perfect doji on the weekly. Let's see what's happening here. And it rejected off the 68.3 projection to the downside as well for Laplace distribution. So this is tough. This is tough, especially with just this madness going on in the world, right? Do volatility traders, do we care about the news? No, but they're trying to scare the shit out of people in the markets. And most of the norms, they're going to be selling off and doing stupid things of that nature instead of trading low time frame volatility. Traditional market's down a little bit today. Bitcoin is trending, or is ranging. Doesn't surprise me at all. Let's pop this on a 4-hour real quick. I want to see if there's anything.
These are the salad days.
Ooh, look at that. Let me see here. Started there. It's coming from that projection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's throw this projection over here. Quick. There we go. Yeah, figures. BTC tried to get up above the 95.4 here, rejected. Few candles. Now we're just going sideways. If you're doing a projection on 4 hour, probably be a good area. 37.7 to what's the downside down here? 36.6. 34.6. That's about the right around in this area right here is the first standard deviation to the downside on the weekly. That's what I was trying to get my head around here. Let me back these up one more to that big dump candle. La-di-da-di, everybody. Yeah, I almost did a 3SD run there. Turn off this BB2. Okay, so from the dump candle, that 4 hour dump candle yesterday, where it almost did a 99.7 Laplace run. Where did it go to? Third standard deviation to pretty much the penny. Closed on that 4 hour candle, right? And we can go back yesterday, right here. Here's the opening of that 4 hour candle. 1 SD, 2 SD, or wait a minute, sorry. 1 SD, 2 SD, 3 SD. All right, boom, closed right there. And that's what you're looking at. There's the third standard deviation on that 4 hour candle right there. Now, considering that ran down to the 3SD, this pullback right back up to the top side was a no-brainer. But look what happened. We got back up in the projection of the 68.3 Laplace. And it's rejecting off the mean, right? It's rejecting off the mean. And right now, if you want to do a projection on 4 hour, this is pretty good. And I'm telling you right now, if this thing plays out, let me see what this is at. 39.5, 38.3, 39.5, 38.3. Whoops. Yeah. It would not surprise me at all to see this price action maybe even stay in this 4 hour 68.3 as the week progresses. Boy, that's going to drive some people crazy if that happens. The top side of it is the 68.3 on the weekly. Bottom side, though, probably about right in here. So it's got a little more distance to the downside. But it's looking like it's getting comfortable in here. But we are going to get a really tight daily range. All right, we're going to get a real tight daily range. Right around in this area, probably about $100. Especially if price action doesn't do much going into this last hour and a half. Go peek at the ultimate power mean real quick. I am looking on this 4 hour chart where the 9 length variance log moving average has turned back to the top side and seeing the last like pretty much today, it's support and price action. But now look, it's sandwiched. What's it sandwiched in between the 33, right? The 33 length variance log moving average. And then right above that, and this is typical, right? So on the 4 hour, you've got the reverse wave trend, the 33 and the 99 variance log moving average above price action. Look at all this volatility above Bitcoin. This is the same damn area. It's all this as well, right? That's the monthly and the weekly. That is the macro price action volatility range above BTC's data set. BTC's got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do to get up above here. Right? So that on the 12 hour.
Yeah, you're just saying that because you're sponsored by Trader Joe's Chili Pineapple.
Yep. 100%. Staring at it right now. Got a bag of it. Now you're going to make me put my video on real quick. but I lose, the hell, turn that off. Boom, there we go. I don't get as good reception with the video on. I kind of figured out that was the problem. So, on the 12-hour, the Fisher, reverse Fisher, is supporting price action right here. Oh boy, that is just butt ugly. Volatility wise, yeah, Bitcoin's not looking very good, especially right there. FUD. You talk about FUD. I mean, they're just FUDing the world on everything. How do you control a population? Keep them highly in debt and keep them scared shitless. Well, they've done that. They got everybody scared and in debt, so they're doing their job. Now it's up to the people that are awake to be like, look, you jackasses, you need to leave us alone. Needs to be a worldwide revolution is what needs to happen, or this shit's going to spin out. Reverse wave trend, 40,264. That's going to be an important area. We already talked about that. And that is literally, reload this chart real quick. So 1SD, yeah, 41.3. That'd be nice. If BTC wants to make a move this week, I'll be surprised because how big that weekly range is. We'll be surprised because that's probably, yeah, BTC is going to have to get up into this weekly range, probably close a daily candle above the center at 40.4, and then maybe it can make a run to the top side, 41.5, where that. Yeah, 40.2. Yeah, right where the first standard deviation normal distribution is. So that's going to have to happen. It's going to have to happen. It's got to get by this area first. We'll see what happens. Yes, we will. Boy, oh boy, they're just, these charts are just stinking. Gross. Reverse wave trend, 41.2. 41.2. That's about at first standard deviation normal distribution to the top side, a little short of it. BTC does get a pump. I would probably imagine you're going to get a pretty big rejection here, just because it's going to hit that 1 SD on the weekly, and because of how wide that weekly range is. Seriously doubt it'll get by it, turn around. And like I said, I even said yesterday, we could even range in between the 1 SD on the normal distribution. It's a little bit wider of a range. I wouldn't expect it. When I see that wide of a weekly, I would more expect maybe a wick to one side or the other to the 1 SD. But then whatever the opposite side is, not to exceed the 68.3 Laplace. All right, so it could be one of these numbers where we get a wick up to the 1 SD here and we just range to that 68.3 Laplace to the downside, first standard deviation to the top side, or 68.3 Laplace to the top side and 1 SD to the downside. It's around 35.5. Let's see here, pop up here real quick. Yeah, macro time frames were below these wave trends, rejecting off of them too. And these are reverse wave trend. And that wave trend is crossing down the freaking reverse Fisher. When everything was looking good, right back here, and we just get this dump out. This is like not good for BTC. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, we literally could see that low number. We could see Bitcoin down here. It would not surprise me at all to see BTC around 20K. Where's this reverse Fisher? 35. Tell you what, right now, if this reverse Fisher on the weekly chart, we close the weekly below there, probably going to run down to this 99 length variance log moving average. That's around 30K. That is around 30K. There's no deviation band level. 26.6. 26.6 is the first. Wow, interesting. Very interesting. I could see that. If BTC really dumps out, hell, we could have like I don't think it's going to happen this week, though. I think we range right here. I'll be looking for it for next week to see if this thing can close below this wave trend or below this Fisher. But par for the course as a low time frame volatility trader, I can give you a guarantee that BTC is either going to go up or it's going to go down. There's my prediction. How do you like that? How do you like that, all you everybody out there looking for signals?
Take it to the bank.
Take it to the bank. BTC is going up or BTC is going down.
Woohoo!
That's right. So now let's do what we do best. Let's see. Let's go over here. These charts are going to be boring this week. I'm telling you right now. We're probably not going to see a lot of divergence just because of the nature of that weekly price action volatility range being very wide, $2,000. So pretty much telling us that the data set is going to just be ranging. Just be ranging. Like I said, it would not surprise me at all to stay inside that 68.3 or hit a 1 SD to either side, top or bottom. Considering all the volatility is above us, though, all this volatility right here, the macro price action volatility ranges are both above us. I would say the 35.5 area would be the one SD that gets hit. And that was literally right around where the 95.4 Laplace distribution range is on today's daily candle. And that is the weekly S1, right? The weekly S1 down there too. 35.5 area. And that is the first standard deviation, right? So that will, if BTC starts to dump out, I'll look for a nice bounce there. But this would definitely be a target, this 1 SD on the weekly, and then just bounce right back up. This top up here, that is the 68.3 on the weekly. So we could see a range this week in this area. If it does not stay just in here the whole week, not surprise me at all. Okay, that's the 4 hour. What would have been my bias today? Let's see. Probably to the downside from what I'm seeing here. Yeah. Get your entropy percentile contracting positively correlated. Fisher's turning down. So is the returns oscillator below the zero mean. The band is definitely getting tight. So we're going to see this return oscillator start to move a little bit. But is there any div? There's no div. There's no div at all. It could be getting ready though. It could start to, if you see this return oscillator drop below that low right there, could start to create some hidden bull to push it back up to the top side if it does come and test the downside of that 68.3 on the weekly again for sure. Let me see. Very interesting. We're losing the positive correlation on this Z-score for historical volatility. It's above the zero threshold. If that thing starts to pump up into these confidence intervals, heading into negative correlation, we all know what that means. And we're definitely building a correlation on the entropy to the downside as it's trying to drop into trend. These are matching up. That's what I'm saying, especially contraction on volatility positively correlated. Everything's matching up. The volatility's matching up. The entropy's matching up. These oscillators, though, we're not going to see too much movement. It's going to be real choppy. This is one of those weeks where you're definitely low time frame trading. You're down here on the 5-minute. You're trading these outliers on the variance. And this is a 5-minute chart. Guys, it's boring right now. It's real boring. Real boring. I mean, look at this return oscillator on the 5-minute. You very rarely see that. You're on the 5-minute, you're going to get some big movement, creating some divergence. There is no div at all. You're creating a little bit of bear right now, actually. Probably get a rejection off of this reverse wave trend. Considering that return oscillator is turned down. Starting to have, actually, we're starting to have a little 5-minute outlier to the top side. And this is what I talk about, right? When you're not emotionally attached to your trade, you're trading these low time frames. The variance indicator, when you understand what an outlier is and you start to have an outlier on the 5-minute, it's worth getting into the trade. You just limit your loss. If it turns against you, get the hell out of the trade. But more times than often, right, you're going to get these nice little 5-minute moves. Right? And you just take your profit. You got to take your profit. When you're trading a 5-minute, guys, $200 move, boom, just take your profit. Even if it's not at a distribution level, right? It's all about just winning. Win, 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 especially on the 5-minute. Crying out loud. Let's see here. Let's pull all this in. But yeah, boring freaking day, right? If I was actively trading and I woke up this morning and it probably got to I don't know, around noon or something, I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to take the day off. I would have got bored quick. I really would have. A lot of just choppy, which is good
Yeah,
if you're
man.
taking those quick profits.
Yeah, on the 1 minute, it's still fun. And you get a nice ranges, so it just goes up and down and up and down and up and down. You get in and out on the.
Yeah, you can trade these little $100 moves all day long. Look at the variance
Yeah.
on the 1 minute. Boop, 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 boop,
Exactly.
boop, boop.
Yeah.
And the returns oscillator. More or less, boring. A lot of boring shit going on right now. BTC land. Let's see here. Go. Yes, 100%. Quote me on that, P-Funk. um, up here on the daily. Yeah, one of the main reasons we haven't done back to that downside of the weekly 68.3, and it's kind of a doji in that weekly candle right now, is this variance on the daily. It's been coming down negatively correlated last 3 days, right, since Sunday. So that's holding price action out. And to tell you what, man, wow, there's actually some hidden bull setting up on the daily. And really, considering we did not dump out very much, this log return Z score, this thing turns up and starts going back top side. That was a nice little bullish reset, actually. I mean, we barely had a drop. Let's see. The entropy percentile is contracting, slope and negatively correlated as well. Look at the correlation on the entropy, though. I mean, it is just flat. Nothing's going on right now. We're waiting. Another reason why, boy, this could be a real slow week. Real slow week. Holy crap. Volatility. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, this was a no-brainer. You see this volatility, right? We get this down move. Volatility expands. And then as this price action was going sideways, where all the bears are probably like, oh, we're setting up. Oh, this is a bear flag, man. This is crazy. We're getting ready to crash. Well, we know when the volatility drops off a cliff like this, and look, it was at zero. This thing was literally for a couple days was literally on a zero. So you're being patient. And look what happened. Volatility, boom, expanded on that 981, positively correlated. Look at the Z-score historical volatility, positively correlated. Ran all the way up to the 99% confidence interval. Expansion on the entropy percentile, whoop, positively correlated. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. There was no div. That is where the div was when we did get up to that top right there. There was a bear div right here. Boom, boom. Then little flush to the downside. And that, right, even on the daily. And on the daily from right here and right here. No, just right here. Setting up some hidden bull. So maybe it's the 1SD to the top side and the 68.3 Laplace to the downside is going to be the range, right? Boom, boom. Little bitty range. Rejecting again right here off of the bottom of 68.3 probably from this projection of the 41K low. Move this up real quick. You see something. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's not enough history. The PB2 will work though. Let me see here. Yeah, you can see this monthly from the all-time high, right? Boom, came down. What did we test? To what do we wick to? To the dollar. For everybody out there who doesn't believe in the distribution, it tapped the 95.4 Laplace. Boop, sucked up. Now we're just hovering. So the bottom side of the 68.3 is up there about 58K. Do we move back down to the 95.4? We're talking $27,000. Look on this monthly candle, right? And even look on the monthly, right? We open up. Let's see here. We opened up literally right barely above the 68.3 Laplace, right? That pink dot is the downside of the 68.3. We immediately dump, and look where we dump to. We've already tested the first standard deviation to the downside this month. Do we make a run down here the rest of this month? Because I'll tell you what, that's a very tight range. That's the 95.4 Laplace and the second standard deviation normal distribution. 29,760 and 29,927. Those things are literally about $160. That'll knock some people out of their positions if that happens, right? I just don't think it's going to be this week. I could definitely see it going into next though, right? Going into next week, 100%. That is interesting to see that. It's even, was that 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's back this up. 2 and 9. I mean, we're just look at these last 3 monthly candles. We're just hanging on to the mean of the projection. That's all this is doing on the monthly. You'll notice the higher time frames you go, you'll see this play out time after time. And I mean, we got to this all-time high at 70K right here on the monthly. That was the Bulls' chance to run this thing up over 100K. The Bears, they weren't having it, man. They were not having it. So instead of testing that 95.4, we're back here testing the downside of the 68.3. And the previous 2 monthly candles, right? Well, this one, but we closed right there on it. Tried, right? Dumped out and then tried to pump back up. Closed down a little bit. Now this month, we're flooded already down to the 1SD. That on-ramp your freaking worthless US dollars to spit into Bitcoin. And one thing you'll see, I'll tell you what, if they come in and and they start regulating exchanges, you can kiss all those Bitcoin ATMs goodbye. Those babies will be gone. All the OTC. Yeah, they're going to want everybody's going to have to get KYC'd for every exchange. It's not like that already. It's going to be worse though. I mean, literally, if you know what you're doing, you can still trade on these leverage exchanges. It's not that hard. Not financial advice. Not any advice to go out and break any laws by any means. I mean, yeah, the IRS, right? The government, they're our friend. We wouldn't do anything that they say is bad, right? Clear my throat here. It's a boring week when I'm over here. I'm on the monthly running projections. I think I did this before. 18. See something real quick. Shawam. Almost ran up to that, literally, almost did a 99.7% Laplace run on the monthly. Came back down, found support on the 95.4, but now we're below it. Usually you see something like that. These are bad numbers down here, man. Hey, it would not surprise me at all. Did we get a chance to get back into Bitcoin at these numbers? Are you shitting me right now? Bring it on. Bring it on. See something. Because we have showed this. I've showed this time after time. Whoops. Is that 2015? So here's what you need to look at too. Boop. 79 bars. But now you got to remember, when we're running projections back here into 2015, 16, even 17 and 18, you don't want to use Laplace. Why, Bilbo? Because the algos weren't using Laplace back then. We're using normal distribution. Right? You can see how that run up, $250 Bitcoin, September of 2015, tested the top side of the first standard deviation a couple times, broke through right here, and then went on about a 9-month run to that 20K high. Everybody's like, well, it didn't stop at the 2SD. No. See the little blue dot there to the dollar? That's the third standard deviation on that monthly candle. Right? That's the third standard deviation on that monthly candle. It rejected perfectly from it. Where did it close at? Right at the first standard deviation on that monthly candle. Well, why? Well, I don't know, considering there's a 68.3% chance that it would do that. And then where's it dump out to? And you can notice this. When you get these big monthly candles, you got it. Look, third standard deviation. Almost a 3SD move there. 3SD move there. 3SD move. I mean, there's a reason why probabilities is all that matters when it comes to this trading. And these projections really show you what's going on. It bounced literally twice off the top side of the first standard deviation. Now, you close, like this monthly candle right here closed a little bit below it. If this monthly candle would have closed below it, that could have got real ugly, man. This thing could have came back to like, oh my goodness, can you imagine? Please, God, let me buy Bitcoin at $250. That would be awesome. But then the COVID dump, right? When everybody's like, oh shit, we're definitely going to zero now, right? They unleashed this bio weapon on humanity and no, we're all going to die. We're all going to turn into zombies. Well, what did BTC do? It ran it down a little bit past the third standard deviation, pulled right back up to almost the third standard deviation on that monthly candle. And then, whoop, right up to new all-time highs. And here we are floating in between the first and second standard deviation. Now, I feel a little more comfortable with Laplace starting right about here, April of 20, 24 bars. Let's see here. First, let's see what it looks like with normal. Yeah, see, it kind of a little shaky. Throw this baby on Laplace. Maybe we get a little better read here. Maybe not. Did find support. Found support on top of the 95.4 to run up to the all-time high. Okay. Now, boom, here we are, back down below it. And if this thing wants to come down and test the top side of this 68.3 again, you're going to see Bitcoin under 10K. So crazy, 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 crazy. Big, big freaking range. Holy crap. That's why you get into these macro time frames and there are some massive ranges. Massive. All right, that's enough playing around. Here, let's play a little bit down here. On a 15-minute. How fun. How fun. What the hell's going on up here? Let me turn all these off. Yeah, just on this 15-minute pump here, right? Almost makes a run to the 99.7. Boop, now we're back here finding support on the 68.3. And on the daily, it is building that hidden bull. So who knows? Who knows? Which would lead me to believe that that's possibly going to be the range. Could be the top side. Could be the blue dot there, right around 41.5. Which, as we already saw, it's right about the top of the weekly range, 41,430. So maybe BTC makes a hard push to get out of this nasty volatility and then rejects right back down through it. And who knows, maybe the thing comes all the way back down, tests the downside of the 68.3. But I just, considering how wide that weekly range is, that would, not that it can't do it, man, that is a wide range. It's telling me it's going to be more of a tight, the data set's going to run more of a tight range for sure. Let's see here. What can we talk about? Let's go over here real quick. Look at this freak show that's Luna. Luna, unlike Bitcoin, is above all the volatility. And it did it. When did it do it? Today. Look yesterday, right? Luna closed below its weekly and monthly, right? There's the center of the monthly right there. Closed below it. So if you're trading Luna, you're getting a little freaked out. You getting a short there, though? Man, that thing closes these 15-minute candles above there. You are the fuck out of that trade. You understand what I'm saying right now? You are out of that trade. Because that was happening going into the new day. Look what happened. And it's up almost 10% today. And now it's above the top of the weekly. And just got a nice bounce in the last hour. Right above it. Boop, bounced right off the top of the weekly. Hell, maybe Luna drags BTC to the top side. Yep. Let's see. Let's see what SPY's doing. Yeah, in my opinion, man, that weekly still hasn't been tested. Boy, it tried earlier in the day, right? I did see it was up about what? It was up a couple of percentage or something. Then just dumped out going into the close today, right back down in the 68.3 Laplace. Even ran one wick right up to that weekly S2. SPY is a struggling move. I'm going to stick to my guns, though, and say this area is going to get a hard test up here at like 432 region before it gets some more downside. I don't like the way it ran away from the range. It did not even try to test it. It didn't get close enough. Definitely didn't get close enough to test that. But as tight as this weekly range is, it would not surprise me to see this thing just massively run up real quick and then just dump its butt off. Something big's going to happen. Either SPY leaves that weekly range to be tested at another date and it massively dumps out. But this is telling me there's going to be a lot of trending. And I'm not talking about from like 430 to where we're at now. This thing's probably going to move 30 or 40 points. Could be up and down, though, like I'm saying. It already dropped 50. Could go the other way. Could get up into this volatility. Just like Bitcoin. Man, that is a tough road to hoe right there for macro. Look how tight. I mean, you got super tight monthly, super tight weekly, and the weekly's below the monthly. That is not good. And the dailies below those. This volatility wise, this is set up for SPY to be under $400 by the end of the week, probably. Would not surprise me at all. Where's my triple Qs? Where are you, little booger? There you are. God, same thing. A lot of these traditional markets, man, these VREs are exactly the same. Exactly the same. SPY though is above it's S2 where triple Qs is not. But it did get a nice bounce off the monthly S1 here. That's strong. But you're going to see that. That macro volatility range, those support levels are powerful. And you can see it time after time again. It's what I try to show people when I'm trying to not convince them, but be like, hey, let me see. Let me see your crazy charts. I want to see where this price action bounced from on the 15-minute. And they're showing me all kinds of stupid shit where it's not hitting anything. Then I'll show them something like this. And I'll be like, hello? This is why we use this stuff. This is why we use this stuff. Let's look. Let me load up SPY. Whoops. Yeah, screw shit coins. Let's go to some real shit, right? Bitcoin, SPY, NASDAQ, triple Qs. Let's see. We'll let the degens play around in the shitcoin circus. Wow. By looking at that daily, man, I am super surprised that it's not already under 400, to be honest. Massive outlier on SPY. Holy crap. And look at these daily trades on SPY, guys. Look at these outliers. I mean, powerful moves. Powerful. Special. I mean, intraday trades. Holy shit. Good stuff. Good stuff. And, there is one good thing. There is some hidden bull setting up. Some hidden bull that dip setting up on the daily on SPY. And the log return Z-score never quite got up to the top. Usually when you see an outlier, it'd be like this right here, right? Usually when you see outliers, they make it up into those confidence intervals every time. You can go back and look. When there's an outlier, it's usually bouncing right into those confidence intervals. It rolled over. Now there's hidden bull, which is telling me we could get another little crook neck here. Boop, boop, pop right back up. This return oscillator bounce to the top side. Yeah, I'm telling you. I think this area is going to get tested first. Now, this would have been perfect today. If this would have went up and did a 2SD run, I'd be like, yeah, that weekly's tested. Because that would have been a strong move. But hell, it didn't even get past the top of the daily. Or no, it got past the top and almost got by the daily R1. So you can see there was the top right there, but also that's the weekly S1 that is definitely resistance now. The only type of resistance I care about, I love people drawing when they draw their little lines on their charts with data sets and shit. It's just fucking most ridiculous thing. We all used to do it though, right? But then you learn about volatility and you're like, okay, we're going to play new ball. We're going to play some new ball. Spy on the daily. Especially if you see this variance turn down and stay negatively correlated, and the return oscillator in the log return z-score can continue up, we're definitely probably going to go up and test that. But you're going to want to see this go dark pink, no matter whatever colors you have. You're going to want to see it start to lose correlation to the downside, and the entropy start to go back into randomness. Because if it stays down here and trend and you continue having these pink days, that's not happening anytime soon. Especially with the entropy percentile expanding, negatively correlated. This either needs to contract or the correlation needs to break. And that's why we use correlation. It breaks all the time. That's what I try to tell people. It's all about expansion, contraction, and the breaks in the correlation. And when you figure that out, you got a leg up on 99.9% of traders out there. I mean, you talk to most traders, hell, as soon as you say volatility, they start talking about volume. It's like, okay, you're clueless. Hey, you want to go have a trade off? Volume. Oh boy. Okay, let's flip this over. Oh, Triple Qs. Same damn thing. I mean, God, could these charts be any more alike? They're identical, man. They are identical. Hell, they look identical. This could be a little telling. Triple Qs is losing its correlation to the downside. Maybe SPY follows. This really, let's see what happens right here. The close or going into tomorrow. See if this correlation breaks back to the top side with expansion, or is it going to break to the downside of the zero threshold, negatively correlated, and contract all the way? The volatility is super high. So number one, you're going to want to see this definitely stay negatively correlated because this is probably going to start to contract. And there's bull div on both. Hidden bull div on both. Triple Qs and SPY. That is interesting. Let me see on the futures. Yeah, see. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed, where the returns oscillator is not showing that hidden bull, but you're seeing some bull div on the log return z-score. Entropy looks about the same with SPY, though. It needs to lose its correlation and start heading back into randomness. And the correlation needs to break to the downside and contract, or obviously can expand, stay positively correlated. That z-score of historical volatility on the daily, though, I mean, it's been up here for a while. It's heading down, positively correlated. Like I said, there is no div on the returns oscillator either, so it's just on the log return z-score, which it wasn't. Looks totally different. Yeah. The returns oscillators look the same. It's the log return z-score that looks different. That's really interesting. Could be going back to the top side. Either way, I think that level is going to get tested on the SPY right here around 430 area. Somewhere right in here. Probably get tested. This thing's not done though. What do we got? Damn it, 3 weeks left in the month with that tight of a monthly range. Let me see something real quick. Because I remember the previous month, We nailed that one. Jesus. Yeah, this is ugh, ugh, ugh. I mean, that thing just mocked down through the 1 SD, almost to the 2 SD. Is it, what's it at? 414? 414.10. And look at post, right? It's at 414. Or at 405 is where the 2 SD. Post market's 414.7 right now. Yeah. I mean, it's literally, or no, yeah, that is the 2 SDs at 414.10. It's literally post market testing the monthly 2 SD right now. Or on the weekly. Sorry, guys, on the weekly, testing that 2 SD. This thing could pull back up inside this 1 SD. Man, watch us leave another wick like this. Would not shock me at all, because look where that that's the weekly right there. That's the bottom of the weekly. Let's see if this sucks all the way back up going into the end of the week here. Gets back up around 430. That'll be impressive. Impressive work by the SPY bulls. See if they can do it. Or will global news just trash them or continue to trash these markets? Gold. Gold can go suck one. Woohoo! Who long Doyle? Who long Doyle wheat and corn? Oh, Jesus. Should be long in commodities. But anyway, so if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, we are alpha trading. And when it comes to Bitcoin, we are bored shitless right now. At least I am. We trade volatility, probability, and statistics, and we love to teach people to do the same. And the link to our Discord is in the description of all of our videos. Check out our shop channel. It has the 2 different levels of our Discord to get you access to the alpha trading system. Open up a support ticket and ask us any questions you would like. We'd be more than happy to answer them. Explain volatility to you, if you will. Other than that, I want to thank everybody for watching live in the Discord. Another great bonus of being part. You can watch these live. You don't have to wait till they come out on YouTube. And other than that, everybody in the world, be safe out there. It's a crazy place right now. And wherever you do live at, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See you guys.